Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ravenport and episode 16 of this Let's Play series. So in the last episode we bought a new field and harvested it. It was canola up in field 15. We also planted one of the fields with soybeans, and I think that was about it. We did sell the wood as well at the start of the last episode that we cut in the previous one. First thing we need to do today is move the wall pallets, because we've currently got no space for any more to spawn. So that'll be the first job of the day. I did plant the other two fields, so field 19 and field 15 have both been planted with soybeans, and we do have weeds in them. So we do need to get the weeds removed and also fertilise both of those fields. Well, I think all three of our fields need fertilising. So if we just drop these down here for now, could do with a small shed to put these in. I'd really like to change some of these buildings, because just to make them a little bit different from the standard in-game ones at some point. So, not sure what the current price of wool is. We'll check that in a bit, and if it's worth taking these at some point in this episode, we'll take them. If not, we'll wait till we've got a few more. If we can actually get this one off the bale spike. So the horses, I think I've got another 2 days before the first two are at the full 100% training. So a couple more episodes and we'll have $100,000 off those. We will buy 2 more replacement horses, so that's going to cost another 10. So we'll have around about 90,000 left from that. So that's going to give us a decent amount of money. So that's all the wall pallets moved, and they can start spawning some new ones. Let's just push that one in a bit. One thing we do need to do as well while we've got the bale spike on is give the horses a hay bale or 2. Just while I remember, we do need to get some more hay bales, as the stockpile is getting low. So it's another thing we can look at getting done in the coming episodes. Just drop that one off and then just check what their level is. So the sheep are pretty much okay, apart from cleaning, which I'll do while we've got the front loader on. I'll get the bucket on and clean those out. So the water and grass is fine. The chickens need cleaning as well, but their food is fine. And then we've got the horses. So we've got Apollo and Bella. Our first two are now up to $42,576. So say another 2 in-game days. I think they'll go up another 5,000 to 47. And then the final day will be up to the maximum 50. And then we've got Uther and Faith, which are on 37. So they've still got a while to go. And then we've got Zach and Trigger at 32,000 and Kirby and Excalibur at 27. So they'll all follow each other. Should be a day after each other when they're ready. And then we'll have another 2, which will be 10 days from when we buy them, if we actually get that far in the series. But we'll buy 2 anyway, just in case. I mean, we could always sell these now and make a profit. You know, it's not as if you're not going to make a profit selling them now. You're just not going to make as much. So as for the horses, they could do with another couple of hay bales at least, which will get put in. if I can keep that one on top without falling off. So this should keep the horses going for a short while. So they are, yeah, that's not too bad. They're fine on that. We could give them the other two, but we'll keep that for now. So they're fine on water, straw and oats. So it's just getting them cleaned up, which I'll do now. Then we'll get the weeder on and get some weeding done. And then get some fertilizing done as well. Okay, so I've got a worker doing some fertilizer spreading on field 19. We're just heading up to field 23 with the weeder. So we'll get this field done and then we'll swap over and get some fertilizer on this one. And then we can get field 19 weeded. So at least then we can get the full yield out of our fields. Okay, so I've done a few passes around the field. I'm going to leave a worker to do this because it's so difficult to actually see where the weeds are. It's just like impossible. On some crops it's quite easy to distinguish where the weeds are. On this one I can see them, but it's still fairly difficult to actually see. Our worker has finished on field 19, so we'll just jump over to him and just check the fertilizer state. Make sure he hasn't missed anything. So we still do need to weed that one, but fertilizer's fine. So what we'll do, we'll take the worker up to field 15 and we'll get that fertilized, and then we can get 23 done and move the worker over, and then we'll have a look at possibly doing some contract work, because we pretty much going to be stuck for some stuff to do. So we'll head up to field 15. It's not going to take long to do at all with this fertilizer spreader. So we'll just head up. I've still got those logs. We would need to get a log fork, so probably won't do that now. I'll get those tied up at some point, as well as the seed and the herbicide pallet that's still left up the store. At some point they'll get moved, but I'll keep forgetting about them. So I'm hoping to get this video up for the morning. It's currently nearly 8 o'clock for me on Thursday evening. I'm a little bit behind on recording this episode, as I spent most of my day moving my PC and getting it set up in a different area so I can use it better for doing some live streams. So we've got a patch of field of growth. We should still be able to fertilise it all, I hope, without any issues anyway. Yeah, so I've moved my PC from where it was before. It was when I started doing videos, I bought a new monitor to record on, because my previous monitor was a ultra wide screen 1080p monitor, which I think it was like 2560 something by 1080. The trouble with that is recording for YouTube on that monitor is no good, because it's the wrong aspect ratio. YouTube doesn't support that resolution. So I bought a second monitor to record on, and then I was using the other one to do all the editing and stuff. But because of where I put it, it was only ever in a temporary position. It was just kind of plonked on my desk next to the other one. So I've spent time moving all that around and getting it set up properly. I've got my webcam set up and my stream deck's all connected back up again. So I've not used that for a while. Just need to go through OBS, remember how to do all the settings for that to do a live stream, and get all the stream deck commands all programmed back into that, and get all that sorted. And then it's just a case of trying to get my internet sorted so I've got a more stable connection that's got a better upload speed as well for streaming. So hopefully I can get that done before the end of the month, possibly the start of next month, and then we can look at doing a live stream. I'm thinking of doing like a building a farm live on a live stream for the first one anyway, just see how it goes. So hopefully I can get that all sorted, and also I'm still looking into trying to set up a multiplayer server as well at the end of the month or so. Need no point me doing that until I've got my internet sorted, because I won't be able to use it myself. And hopefully if I can get it sorted, I can upload my videos quicker. I think it takes me about 6 hours to upload a 15-minute time-lapse video at the moment, which is not ideal, and sometimes it is a struggle to get videos published on time. But hopefully we can sort that out at the end of the month. So that's field 15 pretty much all done. I'm not going to worry about those 2 patches. So we need to do field 23, which will probably go this way, and then that's all our fertilizing done. So what we'll do then is I'll just get the worker moved over to the different fields to get the weeding done, and then that's all our fields sorted until we come to harvest. Then I'll check the price of the wool, see if it's worth taking our 4 pallets, and then it's just whatever contract work we can find. As I say, again, this is not going to take long, so we'll get this one done quickly. I say the weeding is going to take a little bit long because we haven't got the biggest of weeders, although I don't think it's the smallest one. I can't remember if it's the smallest one or the medium sized one. But it's another one of those things that at some point we could look at upgrading when we've got a bit more land to work. But for now it'll do for what we need. Although having a bigger one would be useful for doing some contract work as well if any of those come up. Because weeding's generally not too bad. I have installed the mod for the multiple contracts, so we can take on more than one contract at a time now. If I remember, I'll put the link to that onto the mod list. I installed it earlier, but I didn't put the link on there. I usually put the link on straight away, but a lot of the time I'll install the mod and take it into my test map first just to try it out, make sure it actually works as intended and there's no issues. Where have we actually done? Have we actually done anything? Yeah, so difficult to see with these textures. Yeah, so I usually put the mods into my test map and load them in, and just to make sure they work and there's no issues with them. There's quite a few mods that I've seen that I've installed and tried, and they're still early versions. Like, I know they're still being worked on from the posts off the Facebook group, but to be honest, they're such an early version. I don't know why they've bothered releasing it as an actual mod yet. I presume it's probably just one of those things that, because they put the download link up onto sites where they obviously get paid for people viewing the adverts when they go to download the link, that they've released these mods in an early version to try and make a little bit of money on it, which is their way of getting a little bit of money on their work. So I can understand it in a way, but when it's that early of a state that it's pretty much useless to anybody. He's a bit pointless, to be fair. So there's quite a few that I've downloaded. They do look promising. Hopefully when they've got more progress on, we can have a look at getting those into one of the games. I know custom modding are working on a 9RT. I'm not sure when that's going to be available. That would be a nice addition to the game. So looking at this, our grass fields also need fertilizing. I'm not sure if we can put solid fertilizer on them or whether we have to spray them. I should have really fertilized them as soon as we cut the grass, is usually the best time to do it. So I'll help us finish with the weeding. So what I'll do is just check the grass, see if that can be working, then if it can, I'll put a worker on fertilizing this. Nope, it doesn't look like we can. Right, so what I'll do, I'll try the sprayer. If that works, I'll leave a worker on that, and then I'll get the other two fields weeded, and then we can have a look if there's any contracts to actually do. Okay, so we've got the worker up on field 15. I tried the liquid fertilizer on the grass and it's still not doing anything, which I'm not quite sure why. It'll let me hire a worker, so the worker went from the bottom all the way up to the top, spraying fertilizer as though it's working fine and it's actually doing something, but it's not actually done anything at all. I don't know if there's some slight issue with fertilizing grass fields once it's in this stage. I'm sure I've sprayed it when it's been grown before, but yeah, I'm not sure. But it's funny that it'll let you hire a worker, because normally if you can't do the job, the worker will just stop straight away. So yeah, not 100% sure on that at all, what's going on. So contract wise, there's not a huge amount that we can do like with our own equipment that's probably worth doing anyway. So there's a small harvesting one, we don't have corn header. There's that one which our combines. Yeah, I'm not driving our combine all the way up to field 2 for $5,200. And to be honest, I don't think it's worth leasing that one for that. So there's some bigger ones. We've got field 7 using the New Holland, which is $13,400, but then $1,400 reduction for leasing equipment. Field 8, which I think I've done before in the time-lapse series. I'm sure I've done field 8 harvesting corn on that one. So we've got field 16, which is next to our field, which I probably should have looked at that first. I could have left our combine up there and probably done that one, but I've bought it back. Harvesting on field 10 for 5,000. Another corn contract on field 13 for 11. A fertilizing on field 21, which we could do as 21's close by, and that's only $2,000. But the one I'm thinking, I'm definitely not doing the ploughing one after doing that one on the Felsman time lapse. It just was not worth it for how long it took. So we've got this sowing contract up on field 11, which I think we'll do and borrow the equipment. Don't exit. And field 11 is next to field 8, so I'm going to accept that one as well. So we've got 2 contracts, both borrowed equipment. To show you the mod does actually, I'm not sure if you can only, I didn't actually read the description on the multiple contract mod, whether it's just an extra one or whether you can actually accept another one. I don't really want to click on another one and accept a third one at the moment, just to try it out. So what we'll do is probably use a worker majority for field 8. So if I'll get that started first, and then it can be filling up the combine, and then I'll get the seeder over to field 11. I don't know why they give you a header trailer for this header. A bit strange. Yeah, we'll get this started on field 8, and then I'll get the sowing machine up to field 11, and then we can make a start on that. And then whenever the combine's full, we'll get the truck and trailer up and empty that. Where do we... So we've only got to take it to the ranch, so not far to go at all. Central grain elevator would have been nice again, right at the top of field 8, but the ranch isn't too far. So, and combine, that's going to give us, what was it, 28 minus the reduction, and then can't quite remember what the other one was. So 24 and 28. So it's going to give us close to 50,000 plus any crops we get. Oh, it's actually harvesting sunflowers this time, not corn. So it is slightly different from what we did before. So let's get this unfolded. Oh, I'm going to unfold the combine. I'll get a worker started. So I'll get a worker on that one. I'll head back to the store and get the sower, and we'll head up to field 11. Okay, so we're up at field 11. Combine's on its way back down, and it's not even a third full yet, so it's going to be a while before it's filled up. I have got the truck up here as well, ready, but we can make a start on seeding the barley in field 11. And then what we'll do is, when the combine's full, we'll just jump over and get that unloaded. I think it's called the vehicle inspector mod, which is similar to the glance mod that was in FS17. I have seen a few people using it, but I've not found a decent download link for it yet. The one, I think it was on Mod Hoster, there was a link on there, but the external site it was on is one of the external ones I won't use. Basically my internet security blocked even accessing that external site, so yeah, there's no direct link onto Mod Hoster for that one, so I will have to look around and see if there's one somewhere else that's on a different site. Well, I'm not sure if that is the original link, which if that is the original link that's on the external site off Mod Hoster, then probably won't be downloading that one anytime soon. So I'm not actually sure if this tractor's really big enough for this seeder. It does seem extremely slow. I believe our worker has finished weeding field 15 as well, so I'll have to go and get him changed over onto field 19, and then that's all our fields weeded and fertilised, so we don't need to worry about those now until we come to do the harvest. Okay, so the combine's not quite full, but as it's on the auger's on the right side, I thought I'd just quickly unload it, as I was just jumping back up to field 11 from moving the worker over onto field 19. So I think he's got around about 8,000 litres in. So we'll get this unloaded, and then it's going to be a while again before it's going to fill back up. So we'll leave that there. Leave him to that. I did leave a worker just to carry on with this for a little bit, but we'll take over. Let's get that started back up and load down. Now this tractor's not liking this very much. I could probably have done with a front weight to give it a bit of a help, but I think it's just this first section where it goes uphill slightly. but it seems to be doing okay now. Here, I'm not sure what the horsepower is on this one. This is the 9290, so I'm presuming 290 horsepower, which I believe from memory this seeder's 240 horsepower requirement. It's not a direct drill, so obviously you haven't got the cultivator section, which would have increased the horsepower requirement. So we're pretty much coming up to 50% on this contract, probably by the end of this pass on the field. And we've got 56% seed left. I didn't fill the seeder fully up. I think it was just over 5,000 litres. So we should have just enough to finish the complete field and complete this contract and not have much seed left. I did use the seed pallet that was left at the store, and there was a whopping 60 litres in it, which I was hoping for a bit more of that so we didn't have to buy so many pallets to fill this up. But if we do have any seed left, I probably won't empty it. I'll probably just get the reimbursement. I know you don't get quite as much back as what you paid for it, but I don't really want to be coming all the way up here messing around with like a half a pallet of seed or something. It depends how much is actually left. So I don't think we're going to have a huge amount left. The combine's still plodding away. I think we're only about 9% when I checked on that one. So if I just put the cruise control on, so we're 10% on field 8. It's going to take a lot longer than I thought, but we haven't actually delivered any crop yet, so that will increase when we do that. We're exactly 50% now on this one. So I'll continue with this and hopefully make some good progress on field 8 as well while we're doing this one. Depending on how well we do that one and how long's left when we finish this one, possibly have a look at doing another contract if there's any decent ones that have come up. So it's just flashed up the worker and the combines up to 80%. So if I jump over, I was at the end of the row on the other field anyway, so if I just jump over and get this unloaded. So this contract, they're giving us the Load King, I think it is. Let's just stop him. I know there's no crop destruction on contract work, but still, it doesn't look good driving into the crops. So I'll get this unloaded. Yeah, the Load King trailer, I don't think I've used before. I don't actually think I've actually looked at it in the shop, to be fair. It does look very, very nice. So it's got 2 separate compartments, similar to the Wilson. So is that the combine empty? I don't want to stop the engine. So I'll get this back onto a worker. As you can see, we haven't even made a dent on the trailer yet. We've still got quite a fair way to actually go on this contract, so I may not get this one finished for the end of the episode, as it's probably going to take quite a bit longer than I thought it would. So we're only 12% done on that one. Let's just jump in there. So we've got 21,000 litres, 38% in the trailer, so not a huge amount. But we will get this one finished. We've not got long left on this, probably another 5-6 passes, and this one should be done. Okay, so we're about 98% done, so not much further now. This contract should be complete. As I said, we're probably going to have about 500 litres of seed left, so we'll just return it and finish the contract with whatever's in there. I'm not going to come all the way up here for a few hundred litres of seed that we'll get some money back for anyway. I have taken on another contract, which I'll show you in a minute. I just want to try something out more than anything, see if it is actually possible to do what we want to do. I'll just finish this one first. So there we go, stop that and complete field 11 completed. So that's the leasing cost minus 1,800, reimbursement of 485 for the seed that's in there, which isn't too bad. So that's a total of 22,744. So we'll collect that one. So I have taken this contract, which is harvesting sunflowers again, but on field 17. So we've got not the biggest combine in the world. We've got the Massey Ferguson and the corn header. I want to try and see if I can use this on field 8 as well as the other combine to try and speed that one up and then just do field 17 after. So not sure if this will actually work. It may just say that it's restricted to the contract and I can only use it on field 17, which I'm possibly thinking will be the outcome, but I'll try it anyway. But even not, we'll do field 17 anyway, because I said I was going to look at doing another contract while field 8's ongoing and getting that done. Okay, so we're up field 8. I just unfold the header and combine. I'll take it over a bit and just see if it'll actually work. So it does work. Now hopefully this is not going to mess the contract up. Obviously I'm not going to mix the crops up, and I think they're going to different sell points as well, so that shouldn't matter. So we need to get this one emptied. So I'll take over and just tidy the end up of this field up and then get this one emptied. Because obviously the fence at this section, it's caused the worker a few issues. So this, obviously with the borrowed items now, they get wear on as the harvester actually comes. So using it on this, by the time this field would have been finished, I think that the wear maintenance rate on that would be quite low. It already seems to be a little bit slower than it should be. So I don't know what kind of condition the header's in. So what I'll do, I'll get this emptied and get it set back on. I just want to check in the garage, leased items. No, it doesn't show because they're not technically leased. I just wanted to see if it come up in there showing any sort of condition of what the header is, because that kind of, if the header is worn below 50% now that we've used it a bit, then it's obviously going to slow it down. That's another kind of negative impact on borrowing the equipment to use. I don't think there's any way of checking. It won't show up in here because I think that's only our owned equipment and it doesn't show leased or borrowed equipment. So I don't think there's any way of telling what the header condition is. Let's just check. We are 21% on the progress of this field. Trailer's still nowhere near full. So anyway, I'm going to continue this and hopefully I'll come back when we're close to being somewhere near finished. Okay, so we've got our first full trailer load off field 8. So 56,434 litres. We are currently 40% progress. Obviously that should go up once we deliver this to the ranch. Give us more of an idea of actually the progress on the amount of crop we need to transport as well. So hopefully this will take us up to about 65% of the total. Then we don't have another complete full load to actually do. So having the other combine is obviously speeding up a little bit. Would have been nice if we could have had another contract with a corn header with another bigger combine. I should stop that there and unload the front section. So that's 24%, so we're not even going to be 50% off this trailer load. And unload the back section. So not as much as I was hoping. So we're going to need another complete full load of the trailer and then a little bit more as well. So that's 48%. So the last trailer load we should obviously get some. I'm just going to try and turn around there, but we're not going to make that. We'll go out this way. We should obviously get some crop left over that we can sell for ourselves, so hopefully we get a fair bit from that. So I'm going to continue doing some harvesting, and I can put my radio back on and listen to some tunes. Right, so we're still on field 8, and the observant ones of you may spot something a little bit different. The badge on the steering wheel might give it away. Like, this is a New Holland. There was another contract that popped up for harvesting on field 13 with a corn header. So we've now got a CR1090 as well, borrowed, which is also going to help us on field 8. So we've currently got 3 different contracts enabled, all with the equipment borrowed. So we've still got a lot of equipment down at the store. I think there's 2 trailers, 2 header trailers and 2 tractors down there now. But we'll use the truck and the Load King trailer that we got for this. I'm really hoping this does not completely mess up. But I can pretty much, what I'll do is finish the contract but won't complete it. Then I can use all 3 combines on the other contracts as well to get those done a bit quicker. So even though we are currently doing this, we are still only 64% complete on this contract. So still a long way to go, and then I've got the other 2 contracts to complete as well. But we should end up with a decent amount of money from this. Okay, so we're 90% complete on field 8. The Massey Ferguson's just doing the last little strip on that section, and the New Holland's just doing a strip up, and the Case will be doing the last little strip. So we're nearly full on the trailer. The Case hopefully should fill this and we can take it over to the ranch. Now this is the point where everything could go completely wrong. The contract on field 13 is also for sunflowers and also needs to be delivered to the ranch. So I'm not quite sure exactly if it's going to cause any issues when we try and deliver this, in whether it's going to confuse the game. I don't know if the game can distinguish where the crop has come from or whether it's just sunflowers, and no matter where the sunflowers come from that's delivered to the ranch up until you've got 100% for the contract, it doesn't matter where the sunflowers come from. So I don't know if it can distinguish that this is field 8 crop or whether it may class it as field 13 even though we haven't actually harvested any of field 13 yet, or whether it could count towards both, as we've got 2 contracts running, or it may not count at all to either of them, and we'll lose the crop and be technically have to fail the contract. And I believe now that if you quit the contract after you've harvested the field and you don't deliver all the crop, you do get a penalty for missing crop. So this could go very, very bad for us. So fingers crossed. So let's unload the one section and just hope this does count, because we're not getting any money. So that's 62%, so that's counted towards field 13. Okay, so right, let's do the other section. Now this is technically there should be more than enough crop off both fields to complete. So that's 100% transported for field 13, 58% for field 8. So it has completely messed up the contract system. So we've only done 58% transport to field 8, but we've done 100% for field 13, even though we haven't harvested any of it. So I'm gonna have to do. Oh, I was gonna have to completely harvest it anyway, so it makes no difference. But obviously we can't complete that because we've only done 20% of it. So I'll continue getting those harvested. I'll probably get all fields done and then come back just at the end before we complete all the contracts. Okay, so we're back at the farm. All the contracts are done. I haven't completed them yet, but they've all been harvested, all the crops have been delivered. So after doing all that, we're up to $43,000, 345. So that's with the excess crop and also completing the contract on field 11, doing the sowing as well. So if we go into here now, you can see we have completed all 3. So we've got field 13, 11,030, then the reduction for the lease cost. So that's 9,804. So we'll complete that one. Field 8 was $28,046. The leasing costs on that were 3,117. So quite a bit on that one, even though you didn't get really much any more equipment than what you got for field 13. So that's another 24,929. So complete that one. Field 17, basically I only did that one because it was the only option for another corn header at the time until the other one popped up. So that one is another $3,000, and it took literally minutes with the 2 big combines. I didn't even take the Massey Ferguson over to field 17. I just used the Case and the New Holland, and it just literally took a few minutes to do that one. So we'll complete that one. So we finished with $81,161, which isn't too bad. I think at one point we was down to about $500 after buying the seed for field 11. We have got a random tub of herbicide. I literally drove around all around the yard up there trying to get this to unload, and that's the only place I could actually get where it'd say there was enough room to unload it. So all our fields are fertilised apart from the grass. I will try and fertilise those again. I think they have grown to the next growth stage since we tried earlier. So hopefully we can get those fully fertilised. If not, then we don't know. But all our fields are fully fertilised. They're all weeded, so we shouldn't have to worry about those. I'm not sure they'll be ready to harvest for the next episode. We will see. Another wall pallet spawned. Eggs are doing okay. And our horses will be due to sell the first 2 very soon. So I'm going to end this episode there. I think it's gone on far too long, and probably way, way longer than it should have been as well. That's me trying to do far too much again. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this episode and haven't bored you all to death. I hope you've found something a bit useful about the multi-contract mod, so you don't have to worry about that yourselves. That you can do multiple contracts with the same crop type for the same sell point without any issues. And If you did enjoy the video, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do consider subscribing. We've got new Farm Simulator 19 videos coming every day, including the time lapses and some Let's Plays videos. And thank you very much for watching. If you do have any comments, then please do leave them down below, like questions, suggestions, anything you'd like to see. I always try and do my best to answer any questions in the comments, and if it requires a video, I'll see what I can do. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you again. Goodbye.